So in this video I'll show you a bit of my sketch, the Arduino sketch that controls the sliding fiddle yard. I will link it below. You're quite willing to have the sketch. I am no programming whiz. This is stuff just that I've learnt and borrowed and adapted and asked. So if I'm not getting it right, but you can't blame me because I'm no guru. So the libraries we're including in this is the wire, the auto 485, which is our bus, CMRI, which is the controller from JMRI, and a stepper motor driver library. Stepper motor direction pins, step pins. This is the motor interface. You have to put in here the type of stepper motor. You have to go more into depth. I know mine work on type 1. So we start the bus, and the auto 485 bus, and there was CMRI. Now this is a node setup. In CMRI you have to set my Arduino is a node. So it's here, it says 6, which is node number 6, yeah, and it'll be outputs is 0 because I don't want outputs on it, but inputs, obviously I've got 192. I thought it was 160, but obviously not. 192. So I've got 192 inputs from CMRI, which are positions basically. End stop pin, a relay pin. These are all basic stuff. Detector pin, and that's the infrared detector pin. Homing, that's used to homing the stepper. The different values, different pins, clear, moving, and these are all connected to different pins to give it a bit more operational, I don't know, call it advantage or what, but anyway, if you have this sort of stuff where it's clear, moving, activate that pin, nothing else is going to move, until that's clear. And if it's not clear, nothing moves, because you don't want to be moving the sliding fiddle yard if there's trains halfway across it, because they're quite powerful, them stepper motors. They'll just rip the train in half. Then we come to the setup, and it's your pins. Basically it's all the Arduino stuff. I'm not going to go into Arduino. I've got a very fast bus on the serial bus because JMRI was missing events, so I've cranked the bus up, and yeah, seems to work fine. Now this one here is the homing of the sliding fiddle yard. This is the important one really, because if it knows where it is to start with, everything else falls into place. If it doesn't know where it starts, it's never going to match up. So we just set the speed of the stepper motor, acceleration, the end stop, and it just reads the state of the end stop, and it decreases the stepper back one, and starts moving the stepper. Now while it's doing that, it's reading the state of the end stop. So basically it's telling it move back. Yeah, I'm waiting for you at the end stop. So it does that, and then once it hits the end stop, it actually moves itself back off the end stop. This is here, like, make the stepper move counterclockwise until the switch is deactivated. So basically it goes forward, it's the end stop, and then moves it back a tab. So that is now the position that everything, this is end stop reach, position 0. So that is my 0. Everything else comes off that 0. And you can set here to run. So once it's done that, I can set the sliding fiddle yard just to move to the middle, to basically smarten it up. I've commented that out. but I can set this and say, right then, just move to the middle and wait there till you're told to do something. And there we go, and that is basically the homing little sketch. So it does all that. I'm happy, I'm sitting in the middle now. So now you have to declare these are all inputs bits from the JMRI. This is what the setting up entails. You've got to input all these bits for different things. It's a bit involved. It probably could have done, if I was clever enough, a different way, but these are all the bits. I know what's what doing it this way. There is some clever stuff on here that I haven't written, and I don't understand some of it, but I understand that these are all the bits that come in. So you have to declare all these bits to start with, and then it goes looking for the bits and finding out what's what. Is there a bit? Has it been activated? And all that, and it goes through. So we started these are each case number now for each stepper position. So I can change each position to do a different thing. So I'm not sure why that's moving low there. That should have been taken out, but set pin anyway. You'll get the idea. So we got stepper. Well, say I press number 1, position 1. This will come in as case number, case 11. Stepper, run to new position, and that there 24470 is a position of number 1. It will digital write relay pin low, turns the relay off to change track polarity. So if I know I'm going to this position, relay pin wants to be low. Now if you go further down, when I move to another position, it will say relay high, because it's going to come in on a different reverse polarity. They're down there somewhere. But that's all to do with that reverse polarity. So you have to tell it that if it's going to the next position, the relay or the track polarity wants to be low. Some of them, it goes to a position and the relay wants to be high to reverse the track polarity. And all it is going through each case at a time. Now I can add into this anything I want to do. So if I put case 1 and I've changed the track polarity, I can write another command in it, set a siren going, write pin 10 high, sets a siren off, stuff like that. So it is adaptable, but there's a lot of cases there. We're going to the bottom. So it goes through and it'll send it to the track, and then we're coming to another loop, and it updates the value from CMRI as another value, and it's if low digital read, and it checks to see if it's unobstructed detector, and it sets high and low. And so basically it's checking, is it moving, is the detector high, is it something across the track. And this is all, and it's like serial print obstruction. You can bring the screen up, what's it called, serial monitor up, and it will write to some of these, but I have no need for it. Once the sketch is uploaded, it's all done then through JMRI. The sketch runs round and round, receives a input from JMRI, moves to that position. Once it's checked, change polarity, job done. So I have a picture, and this is JMRI, and this is my track layout. So on the right here, the small one is my canal. So we've got 6 points there. So a loco or a train goes round here, can come along, goes round, There's quite a lot of options. Got a bypass loop there, so I could have probably half a dozen trains if I wanted to, be clever. Have them running round, sitting in different positions, moving. These red dots are sensors, so I know where a train is basically. And the canal reset, I just press that and it'll reset, because when you boot JMRI you get it's like a start day. You want to know where the points are exactly, so this will open and close the points just to make sure you know where they are. The main layout, the circles are turnouts, but also they're turntables. Now I've got to adapt them because that's a bit confusing. These should be marked as turntables, but the turntable icon that comes with it doesn't correspond to what I want. These are not turntables per se, they're just little ones, you know, they've only got left and right basically. Plenty of sensors round, track sensors, these are all embedded in the track. And this here is the sliding fiddle yard, so all I have to do is, I've got a loco on track 16 and I want to send it to this loop here. I'll press track 16, I'll press number 8. Just presses 16 above the 8, it moves to fiddle yard, track 16 will line up number 8, and then I can do what I like with it. Then when it's coming round here, I can say, right, I want that to go back on the track 8. I could press that again, sliding fiddle yard will move across, and it'll receive it back in on track 8. Put it across there, and it'll go round. It's options. It'll come round and face in though, but then it'll come back and it'll face out. So, but then if I send it the other way, it'll go out and come back in, and it'll face that way. So it's all options. It's all options. The one thing I was going to do was add an extension to the back of the fiddle yard with a turntable. So the turntable will run up and down. The fiddle yard gets the train in, turntable moves up, train moves onto the turntable, turns it around, faces it back the right way. That's on the back burner. Plenty more to do. So basically that's it. I've got a couple of warnings up here. These change colour. If it's obstructed, this will go to red. I can look at a glance. Oh, so it's obstructed. Train stopped halfway. Something like that. And when it's moving, this will go red as well. So it's just, these are connected to the Arduino, the switches. So what it does is switches it, and it will tell you if it's moving or obstruct it. I mean, you can see if it's moving anyway, but it's just a little bit of added bonus. But I can add lots of stuff now to it. This is the basics. So I hope you found that a little bit interesting, and that's all from me. Thank you.